Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Joanna if you've never been here before, and today I'm going to share with you guys the 10 most important things that I do when shopping to make sure that one, I'm saving money, that I'm getting the best deals, and that I'm just doing the best job that I can while doing something that I love. So I have a ton of background in retail. I know a ton of stuff about how stores market their goods and how they sell things in their store and how product is sold throughout different companies and different retailers and things like that. So I thought that I would take the knowledge that I have and share it with all of you. Now, I just want to give a little disclaimer, and maybe you're watching this video when this is no longer going on, but right now a lot of us are at home and we're self-isolating and we can't do all the things that we normally are doing. But for the time being, online shopping is one thing that I think a lot of people are doing in their spare time, and it's kind of a good way to just relax and feel a little bit normal. Even though we're probably not all shopping in the same way that we're used to, this is something that at least I found was still constant and something that I could have a little bit of fun with while being stuck within my house. So I hope that this is something that you could at least use in the immediate future or maybe down the road. But I think you'll definitely learn a couple of things that you probably didn't know before, and maybe you'll just pick up a couple of extra tips to save yourself some money and to be just a smarter shopper in general. Know what you want before you go shopping. This is a really important tip for two reasons. The first reason is that when you go shopping and you're looking for a very specific item, you're much less likely to just buy a ton of stuff that you didn't necessarily need, which can be really wasteful. It's how you spend a lot more money than you intended to. And honestly, in the long term, you're probably not going to use all the stuff that you buy on a whim versus something that you're looking specifically for. The second part of this is that when I'm going into a store looking for a very specific item, I go in with a much clearer mind of what I do versus what I don't want. Like, passing on ones that aren't perfect for me means that I'm much happier in the item that I'm buying, and I've made a much smarter choice for the long term. Two is wait 1 to 2 weeks before you go ahead and make a purchase. Again, this tip might seem a little bit silly to you. Like, you might just think like, oh, wait 1 or 2 weeks because then you'll know if you really want something. And yeah, that's true. So say you go into a store and you see something that you like, but you're not sure if you really need it. Give it a week to think it over, and if you still want it after a week, then go ahead and get it. But the other reason why I think that this tip is really important is because if you wait that 1 to 2 weeks, that'll give you time to see if the price is going to change on the item, if the store is going to have a sale on the item, or if there's just some other promo or other way to get your hands on it that is a little bit less expensive and fits within your budget. Always compare your prices and know what something is worth. I think most people are aware that nowadays when you go into a store and you like an item, that's probably not the only place that you can buy it. And most of us know this. You can go into different department stores and they'll probably have some of the same products. You can go into retail stores and that item may also be sold at a boutique near your house. Or most retailers also have an online store, which could be slightly different priced than what you're seeing in store. So one thing that I definitely do is when I'm shopping in store, I'll always pull out my phone, look up the name of the item, look up a description of the item, and seeing if it's sold somewhere else at a better price or on sale. And if you want to stay where you are and actually buy it there, you might just run it past the person working and say like, oh, I saw that was on sale somewhere else for like $20 cheaper. Here it is online. Can you guys price match it? And sometimes that does work, but it's also really great to know when you're shopping someplace that just really marks up their prices. So it's really important also to know that you might be getting a t-shirt at this one store and you really love that brand and the name, but it might not be a fair price for that same comparable item at another store. So one example of that, for example, is graphic tees. You can get different graphic tees at different stores at vastly different prices, but you'll still get the same look. It could save you a lot of money if you know what an item should be priced at and whether or not you're overpaying for it, and whether you can even get that same exact item somewhere else for less. Get to know the brands that you love. This is another tip that has multiple benefits to it. So what I mean by getting to know your favorite brands is follow them on social media, sign up for their emails, and just kind of pay attention to what the store does, because you can learn so much about when products are going to go on sale or what kinds of items are going to be marked down just by kind of watching their social media pages and understanding what that brand's kind of personality is. For example, I know that when I want something from a department store, it's pretty silly to buy it at full price unless if it's a designer that you know is always going to be excluded. Most department stores are always going to run a sale on major holidays, or they're going to run these kind of like semi-annual friends and family sales, which probably happen 2 to 3 times a year. And you can normally look up to see when their sales were in the last year, and they're probably going to use that same time frame to run the same exact sale year to year. In other stores that I like to shop at, where I know that they don't tend to run sales all the time, I might be shopping at a place that only runs sales by marking down items or by running a sale on their sale section. In those stores, it's really good to understand what kind of items are going to go on sale. Another really important element to getting to know a specific brand is their sizing. This has to do more with stores like Free People, Levi's, Aerie, where those companies are manufacturing their own clothes. If you understand the cuts and the sizes within that brand that work for you, you'll have a much easier time shopping online or in store, because you already have a general idea of what kind of body type those items are meant for. Tip number 5, know what kind of discounts you can get year-round. So I think most people know that different companies offer student discounts or corporate discounts, military discounts, teacher discounts, all that jazz. But not only can you get some of those deals in store, but you can also get it online. And in every store, it might be a little bit different. This leads into my next tip. Use online memberships. Unidays is a website that you include all of your school's information and your information of when you graduate and your age and things like that, and they'll give you online codes to use at some of your favorite retailers. You can copy and paste a code to use on most full price merchandise at most of these retailers, which is amazing, because that means that even if the store isn't running a sale year round or at the time that you're shopping, you could still save probably 10 or 15% on those items. In addition to just your student discount, there are also 2 other websites that I really recommend that everyone who shops online use. The first one is Rakuten. Rakuten is a cashback website, and it used to be called Ebates, and there are a couple of other ones that you can use, but Rakuten is by far one of the best things that I have ever started doing with shopping online, because it's so easy and it also actually does give you back money. It's basically free money. You're getting money back that you were going to spend. So even if it's a small amount, 1 or 2% cash back is really, really great, especially like a lot of people have credit cards that already give you cash back. So this is just like more money that you're getting back, that you're essentially getting the item on sale that 1 or 2% more. So why wouldn't you do that? And the other website that I really love using is ShopRunner. I actually get my ShopRunner account for free. You can get it for free if you have an American Express card, and I believe if you have a Yahoo email, you get at least 1 year free of it. ShopRunner is really amazing because it gives you free 2-day shipping at a ton of different websites and retailers. It's not for every retailer, but it is a good handful of the ones that I personally like to use, and if I can get free 2-day shipping, why wouldn't I? Make sure that you understand discount terms and return terms. This tip is a tip and a pet peeve, because I can't tell you guys the number of times that I have bought something in a sale period or with some sort of promo, and I go to return one of the items because it's like atrocious, and I end up losing my discount that I got on all of the other items. So I ended up paying full price when I really could have had any number of other discounts that I applied. But when I was checking out, I decided to apply a specific one, and then I ended up paying more money than I meant to. Different kinds of discounts that have essentially screwed me over in the past are ones where, like, say you have to spend $150 to get 15% off. If you spent $160 to get that 15% off and then you turn a $20 pair of jeans because they were the wrong size, even if you exchange them, you might be voiding that discount, and now you're going to only get back the amount greater than the total discounted amount that you received on all of the other items. Another kind of way that I have gotten scammed essentially with a sale is when I bought something and got a gift card voucher for that store. And if you end up returning something that went to that total amount, you don't get the gift card anymore. And while I totally understand why these kinds of sales make sense, it's also really disheartening as someone who's shopping and who seriously intended on buying all of that stuff to then get screwed over because the company made something that didn't fit right or that wasn't the right kind of quality. Along the same lines, the other thing that I really get frustrated with when I'm shopping is that you'll go shopping somewhere that has free shipping but not free returns. And sometimes the return postage is paid for, but there's a restocking fee. Sometimes it pays to shop in store, and sometimes it pays better to shop online. One thing that is great about there being online stores and physical retail stores nowadays is that physical retail stores have their own sales goals versus what the company is trying to sell online. So along with that, the physical stores that you might be shopping in a mall or in a kind of marketplace, they have incentives for you as a shopper that you wouldn't be able to get online. What I like to do is I will go into that store when I'm nearby it. I can actually go to the sales associate, and at most companies, they'll waive any kind of shipping costs for you and send you that item from online if they don't have it in store to your house for free shipping without having to reach any kind of shipping minimum. On the flip side of that, one thing that I love to do is to download stores apps. So specifically because I have those brands that I love, which was one of my earlier tips, I will download those stores apps to my laptop or to my phone or my iPad. This way, when I know that there are a couple of things that I want, they might give me express shipping for shopping on their app. They might have a lower shipping minimum on their app. There are tons of different benefits that you get from being on a store's personal application versus just going to their generic website. It's always smarter to shop for your capsule wardrobe than for a specific trend. 5 years ago, I was the kind of shopper that always needed one trendy item. Like if there was a trend like cold shoulders or lace up like t-shirts, I really wanted those items in my closet. But the problem with that is that after a couple of months, I didn't want that item anymore. And I didn't have any basics because I was spending all the money shopping that I wanted to spend on items that I wasn't going to want in the long term. What I have learned now is that it makes so much more sense to really invest in my capsule wardrobe. The items that I know that I'm going to be wearing 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, and yes, I do have items from that long ago in my closet that I still gravitate towards, and those items you're willing to invest a little bit more in to get better quality because you know that it's going to be around for much longer. My last tip is to utilize your email. So I know what you guys are going to be thinking first, like, oh, no, I don't want to give my email out to all these retailers. I hate it when people are emailing me. I hate getting spam email. Okay, I completely understand that. I agree. But create an email address that is only going to be used for different kinds of sales receipts, for shopping promo emails, things like that. So that way you know that you can only go to that email address when you're looking for a specific brand and you want to see what kind of promotions are running at that time. The reason why I really recommend this is for a couple of different reasons. First of all, when I like to go shopping now, my favorite thing is to have a store email me a receipt. Not only does that cut down on paper, but it also makes it much easier for myself to retrieve my receipt down the road. When you get an emailed receipt, the company themselves are probably keeping a copy of that email as well, which means that when you go shopping in store, they might be able to look up what you were buying or when you bought something just based on your email address alone. The other reason that I really recommend this is because a lot of times companies will send out promos just to their email subscriber list. They might invite you to secret sales that other people aren't privy to, and it's just a really good way to know what kind of promos are going on. The other benefit to creating an email is that you're more likely to go ahead and create accounts on certain websites if you know that you have an email address just for your shopping habits. So for example, I love having accounts on different websites because it makes shipping and checkout information easier to fill out because it's already saved in there. It also means that I can look back at my past purchases and really quickly figure out what size I've ordered and things in the past, what I was returning in the past, and it just kind of keep track of things that I've done like a year ago or just a month ago. Not to mention, a lot of companies now also give different kinds of rewards to people that do have their own personalized accounts. For example, Urban Outfitters has a new point system that you'll get like $5 rewards to spend on the website or in store just for creating a checkout account on their website. So those are my 10 shopping tips and tricks to being a smarter, savvier shopper, to save a little bit of money, to save a little bit of time. I really do use all of these things, and I hope that you guys at least learned one or two things that would make your shopping habits a little bit better and, you know, just like save you some money so that way you can do shopping down the line. If there's anything that I'm not already doing or that I didn't talk about, then make sure to leave it in the comment section below so that way I can learn it and so that way other people watching the video can. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel to see what I put out next. And yeah, that's it. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. And if you guys want to see what other videos I've put out, you can click on one of them here or click on my face to subscribe.